A while back, I made a video about stacking fort defensiveness on a province. In the comments and in DMs, I got swarmed with requests and laments that didn't demonstrate the fort itself in action. Well, today we're here to correct this massive injustice, because I'm such a great YouTuber that does great things for my community, and not because I actually want to see how the fort would do in action myself. Now, before we get into this demonstration, I think it's also worth going over some corrections. Initially, I assumed that any mission that would have fort defensiveness in them would also give it as local fort defense. There are a couple missions out there, and the main one we can use is, turns out, the Switzerland mission here, which has 10% fort defense until the end of the game, which I completely glossed over. Remarkably, we actually end up being Switzerland anyway for their ideas, so this is no extra effort for us to really pick up. Furthermore, flipping Albanian primary culture allows us to access the Albanian unique government reform. You don't actually need to form Albania for it in the process, which is quite good to know, which increases our total fort defensiveness from the previous video by another 15%. Finally, there is a nobility privilege which grants another plus 20% fort defensiveness and 20% fort garrison minus 20 fort maintenance locally. This is derived from both the fort and the ramparts existing on the same province. Now, you could also get plus 5 fort defensiveness per expand administration, but then it becomes a stack 5 billion dev run, and hence I'm going to be ignoring it here for my own sanity. We do lose 25% of fort maintenance from the lack of theocracy, but in the end, we still end up with a very impressive 108% fort garrison, minus 83% fort maintenance, plus 1 fort level, as well as, of course, 623% fort defensiveness. Now on screen, you see here a 608% fort defensiveness, because I'm going to be adding the ramparts building separately for this demonstration. I don't want it to double count. So what is this demonstration going to be? So here we have it, we've loaded into EU4 itself. The province of Constantinople, I've given the level 8 fort and a ramparts, which you can't see off the map because it's level 8 fort, as well as the province modifier discussed earlier. We are going to be playing on very hard as demonstrated here, as this makes the AI a lot more aggressive, and hence we're going to see more things happening, hopefully. I will be, of course, observing this. I won't be playing this as anyone. Wouldn't want to get in the way of Ottomans suiciding hundreds of millions of men into the siege of Constantinople. But that, I believe, is most of the setup here covered, so let's get into a game. So, here we are. The Ottomans are starting with a rather scary 45,000 men, but they're probably going to end up needing it, because here, if you take a look at Constantinople again, we have the 623 fort defensiveness as promised. Technically, we're already starting to double dip. There's some power projection for the fort defense, but hopefully Byzantium shouldn't suffer from excessive power projection. To clarify for everyone, the fort garrison ends up being 20,800, which is rather impressive, and it will actually take quite a while for Byzantium, 10 whole months, to recover this fort garrison. I'm hoping they still end up paying for it. This fort is setting them back half a ducat, so it's half price compared to even a normal level 1 fort. Well, level 2, but you get the point. But I'm hoping they don't stop paying for it. That would be mildly awkward. But I think that's about enough introduction. So, with that all out the way, let's get ourselves at least to probably speed 2, and see how the AI is going to do. Alright, so we're off. Ottomans, I'm assuming, yeah, immediately are desiring here, so we are going to see a confrontation. Byzantium's probably going to grab themselves some allies as well. I mean, again, this is all very hard. But yeah, and it's going to be that. Oh, and we do seem to be off. The Ottomans have declared war for the conquest of Corinth. Really? Really? Okay, I guess they've... Either this is really smart by the AI, or they've decided they don't actually want to declare on Constantinople. I'm quite surprised by that one, but whatever. The Ottoman Navy is out, and it's going to be coming out. Let's see. Yeah, I think they do win that, but... They are going to have to fight the Wallachians as well. We'll see how that ends up for them. They seem to be 55,000 men, so should be fine. Their manpower reserves are looking good. And they seem to be ignoring the Byzantines for now, going straight into the Wallachian territory. Oh, there we go. We just witnessed the last of the Wallachian and Byzantine armies getting stack wiped. They probably will rebuild for now, but Wallachia is not long for this fort, although that disease outbreak does not help. Meanwhile, the Ottomans are making their way into Athens as well. So there we go. The Ottomans have separate Beast Wallachia, taking everything apart from the Wallachian capital, or I guess new capital. So, there goes Wallachia. Yep, the Venetians have gone for Byzantium as well. That's very hard for you. They're definitely going for it. Question is, neither of them are attempting to siege right now. Although if the Venetians also send their troops to siege Constantinople, that probably will be enough. Oh, and there we go. There's the first Ottoman troops arriving in Constantinople, and they're starting at a nice minus 100% siege chance. And they are lacking the 62 regiments they need to siege the fort. Oh, that's beautiful. But yeah, they have no siege general here. They have no cannons. They finally got a siege general, so it's now just a minus 99%. And they're off 214-day siege ticks. With their entire Ottoman army, 62,000 men. It is literally 62,000 1k manpower. Is currently on this fort, taking 4% attrition. Oof. That's quite painful. I don't think the Ottomans are going to be able to get through that. Oh, here we are, the first attrition tick done, and the Ottomans are just rapidly running out of manpower. Yeah, it seems like this genius military tactic of putting their entire army is A, not actually enough troops to siege this, and B, going to drain all of their manpower. I wonder how long they're going to keep going. They've already lost a very non-trivial amount of people in the process. Let's see, Byzantium of course has no men, but they're out of manpower on 52k. Not the best situation to be in. However, they do at least possess 77 war scores, so they'll probably be able to peace out for something here. I think they'll be able to take this province without occupying it. At least I hope not. Hopefully Byzantium doesn't just give away their only chance of living this game. Okay, and here's the piece here. I did just miss it, but the Ottomans did end up conceding their siege of Constantinople. They were not able to break through. They did take the rest of the Byzantine lands, leaving just Athens itself in the hands of the... not Athens, sorry. Corinth itself in the hands of the Venetian occupiers. So it's time for the Venetians to give a crack at sieging this place. If the Venetians are, of course, stupid enough to show up. Well, it's 1457. The Byzantine war with Venice continues. They keep landing here for the Byzantines, retaking this province, and the Venetians keep landing here, retaking the province, and this kind of continues for a while. I don't know if they ever would peace out, but eventually I guess some of them will get tired of it. The war goal just isn't under any of their control now, so that's not going to happen, and I feel like we'll probably end up breaking this is when someone declares war on Venice, or when the Ottomans come knocking by 62 again. The Ottomans, meantime, are just taking this opportunity to clean up their general little neighbours for now. We'll see how long that lasts. The Ottomans have instead decided to go for Albania now. Rather brave, given the Albanian alliance with Hungary, and the Venetian guarantee of Albania, and the fact that the Ottoman troops are in Imereti right now. But we'll see how that's going for them. I mean, once cleaning up the Janissary, so the Ottomans are still the Ottomans. The first of the Ottoman troops are starting to arrive here on the front lines now. Meanwhile, the Hungarians have managed to at least secure a Valachian fort, and there we go, the first battle against Albania goes about as we expected, to be honest. But the Venetian troops are there, forming around, or at least were forming around the front line before they immediately ran away. Byzantium is probably breathing a good sign of relief here as they continue into their 20-year war with Venice over a province neither of them owning. Okay, the Ottomans are here in the north. They are taking a genius tactical decision to go... Where are they going? What are they doing? Oh, okay, no, they just wanted a quick pit stop, and okay, that's understandable. I also sometimes like to take a quick break from the war, or to immediately go into the Hungarians and absolutely slaughter them. Aha! The Venetians have landed in Byzantium, only to immediately leave and walk out. I guess the Venetians are in a two-front war now against both Byzantium and the Ottomans. No, they're not. They finished the war with the Ottomans, with Byzantium, I see, and they've taken the province in question. Okay. Well, that's not good news for the Hungarians. They're now also defending against Bohemia. Probably not going to help prolong this war, and the Ottomans have finally decided to come back with the siege, although knowing them, they're going to abandon it in 5 minutes, even though they just got this war breached. Well, never mind, they decided to call it early. They didn't take any of Albania, but hey, at least they kicked the Venetians mostly out of Venice, so... well, out of Greece, so that's a good thing. I guess they're going to go for the Byzantium round 2 now, although they have less troops than they had last time. Although they have a bit more manpower this time. We'll see what they go for. And to the surprise of no one, they're off. They immediately declare war on Byzantium. This time for Constantinople proper, they've got themselves a 3-star general, marred the overkill, not any good at sieging, and immediately crushed the Byzantine physical resistance. They've also hired an obscene amount of Janissaries, probably enough to actually siege this thing. But we'll see. They are also going to be distracted by the Wallachians. And meanwhile, they're just keeping 27,000 here to keep the fort on low garrison. Because of course, the Byzantines would never want to pay for the fort that actually keeps them alive, would they now? Yeah, no. Thankfully, that's only -1 fort level. Ooh, a status quo. That's unfortunate for the Ottomans. Very unfortunate. They're still taking 3.57% attrition. If we take a look at them, they have only 3k manpower remaining. Still have another 5k in the field somewhere, but don't know if that's going to be enough. Ooh, progress! Supply shortage. Remarkable. On a roll of 12, they're now down to just -78. And the siege is going to be over in no time. And there we go, the Ottomans have conceded their attempt to siege Constantinople yet again, piecing out, this time down to 41,000 men with no manpower yet again. So there we go, we're in the 1480s now, the Ottomans literally just pieced out with the QQ people, and Armenia exists, so they might put a pause on the whole Byzantine target, they have a more pressing matter to resolve. Bad joking aside, the truce with the Byzantines is going to expire by December of 82. I wonder if they give another stab at it, or if they've learned their lesson. In terms of ideas, they have finished administrative and are yet to pick up another idea group. Meanwhile, the Byzantines are still chugging on with some more of their administrative ideas, because again, they want to administer their country better. I can save them an entire idea group and tell you, pay for this fort. Now help. But here we are. And as I said, seems the Ottomans could not resist an existent Armenia and have immediately barreled into the country. Unfortunately, the Armenians do not have the amazing godly fort level, although something tells me that if the Armenians had it, the Ottomans would probably find a way. Oof, and just like that, I think the Ottomans are about to be done with Armenia. Yep, there goes that. There goes the last siege of the Armenians, and yep, they're gone. That's not good. The truce with Byzantium is over. They are taking this opportunity to build a marketplace. Seems like they're pursuing peaceful trade relationships with the Ottomans. Hopefully this marketplace helps them afford their fort, which, to be fair, they've started paying for. Probably the fact that the Ottomans now, you know, are ready to go in again. The Ottomans continue to have a claim, so yeah, we'll see. And the Ottoman troops are on the border. Are they about to go in? Oh, they've brought a lot now, 44,000. Ottomans have picked up no extra idea groups. I mean, this is definitely looking like it. And there we go, the second invasion. And yet again, the Byzantines got completely sorted on the land. They... Okay, no, they didn't get the time to fully maintain their fort. But we're back to the sieges yet again. And yet again, the Ottomans just don't have enough to siege this thing. Okay, good progress now. Starting at minus 57. They have a 5 siege general. Sorry, what? They do. They have a 5 siege general. Now, if anything's going to break it early, that's probably going to be the man. With a 5 siege general, cannons, and full naval superiority, the Ottomans are starting the siege with a remarkable minus 57. What they don't have, however, is a remarkable manpower reserve. They only have 4k manpower worth of attrition to get through. And that status quo is not what they need to see. Not at all. We're getting to the next siege tick now. We are getting there. Are they going to be able to make progress? No, another status quo. Unfortunate. The Ottomans, however, seem to have a reasonable manpower bank now, 21,000. So they can probably keep this going for a hot while. We'll see if that is going to be enough. The Ottomans, yet again, have made progress. Now, a supply shortage is at a more reasonable minus 49. Well, minus 64 when the Ottoman navy is contested. This is something you'd actually see in a normal siege. Only, of course, the Ottomans have committed literally everything to it so far. But will it be enough? Ooh, and another status quo with the Ottomans now almost formally given up on the siege. Is that because they're in a different war or something? No. They probably had some rebels. Yes, they have the Armenians rising up, doing what the Byzantines never could, distracting them. And yeah, they do have to siege this fort back. Unfortunately, they're just going to run out of manpower. They've preserved the siege progress here, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I don't think it's going to be enough. The Byzantines have got their full administrative ideas now. So I don't know why they did that, but hey ho. And the Ottomans will continue to get more and more rebels. Yep, the Ottomans only have 61,000 in the field now. They just don't have enough for the siege. And there goes their general. They're down to 78 now. I think they just missed their chance. I think they've genuinely just missed their chance. With their back to status quo now, but only as a 1 siege general, it's just not going to be enough, I don't think. No. And there we go, the white piece yet again. The Ottomans yet again fought back. Not quite a white piece. They did... Oh no, it is 5 years, the white piece. Probably be back to try again. They have now taken quantity ideas. Great idea. They can field more troops to be able to siege this place for longer. And they've immediately gone to war with Crimea. That was quick. The Ottomans are now sitting at over 400,000 deaths to attrition. I'm wagering to say a good 300,000 of that are probably on Constantinople itself. So there we go, the Byzantines are finally investing in a church which they just finished, which is rather ironic that the Hagia Sophia doesn't count as a normal church. But who am I to judge? Probably quite religious after all of these divine interventions keeping them alive despite all these constant Ottoman invasions. But despite all of these churches and marketplaces, they still aren't financially well enough to afford paying for this fort, it seems. Okay, the Ottoman troops are getting on the border yet again. The truce is over. I think they're going to take another stab at it. Well, probably gonna kill those particulars first. Yeah, that makes sense. And there, in they go, and immediately don't have enough troops to siege. You would have really thought they would have learned this. No. But there we go, 7k more coming over. They don't have their godly siege general anymore, but I guess they can make up for that by having a bit more manpower as soon as they deal with their rebels. Ooh, a remarkable development. So the Ottomans have lucked out now with a 14 roll to get a walls breached. This gives them a siege progress tick in the walls breach category, as well as the physical walls breach for +2 there. They can attempt an assault, only this will be rather suicidal at this point. But hey, progress is progress, and the Ottomans still have 76,000 manpower in reserve. Is this finally going to be the time that they take it? A supply shortage, more progress for the Ottomans, just what they needed. And they've suddenly broken their old record now of maintaining the siege for longer, 1,200 days, so quite a couple years on that. And another status quo is not what they need. Status quo yet again. Oh, how are the Ottomans doing in manpower? Still on 61,000. Eventually, I think they'd reach an equilibrium and they'll just maintain the siege literally forever, but we'll see, we shall see. And the Ottomans yet again surrendered the battle here. Another white piece? Well, I think they took a bit of money, but the Ottomans were beaten back yet again. Well, the real winners of this are clearly the Mamluks, who now have 89,000 men, and at this point are probably going to be able to start contesting the Ottomans one-on-one. They have better militech than the Ottomans right now, and maritime offensive, while maritime's a bit more useless, offensive probably is going to do better than quantity, especially when you outnumber the opponent. So sooner rather than later, I think the Ottomans are going to probably see the Mamluks take a stab at them. They can't keep scaling and make any other progress. Reminder, this is the Ottomans that in 1501 still hasn't got Kosovo, and still hasn't retaken Albania. They have made some good progress into the Middle East, as it were, but that's just not enough. I don't think Armenia's going to quite cut it. And yet again they go for it. Yet again an immediate sack by the Ottomans, and yet again the Ottomans immediately start taking a lot of attrition. This might be a great time for Serbia to start making some war score, and they're doing a naval invasion for some reason. Alright, well there goes the Serbian army, survived about as long as I expected. The Ottomans, do they design anything from Serbia? No, not at all. So I do wonder if the Serbians actually get away with this scot-free, as it were. But no, the Ottomans definitely have a lot more men now. 88,000 with 110k in reserves. Quite a substantial amount. I guess that's what full quantity gets you. But we shall see if that's going to be enough. Probably not a good idea to just sit here in a trip. Yeah, keep arriving and... oof. Yeah, that's not a good idea, Ottomans, but it is what it is. Another day, another status quo. And the Ottomans continue to take attrition. I'm surprised the Serbians haven't taken this opportunity to siege more land. I guess they haven't realized that the Ottomans just will fully commit to siege Constantinople, so they kind of have free reign, but their decision, I guess. Okay, the Ottoman Navy has finally remembered that, oh yeah, should probably blockade Constantinople, so they're finally at the stage where they can start making progress yet again. Meanwhile, the Serbians have started making their way over to Wallachia, until they changed their mind and came straight back to Serbia. These occupations are definitely not good for the Ottoman war exhaustion, which is probably what they need to get them out of the war here. But with the next siege tick approaching, can they finally make some progress? Yes, there we go, with another roll of 13. The Byzantines are now suffering from a supply shortage. Hopefully for the Ottomans, the first of many. They also have brought 8 cannons this time, although it is still only +1. They will need 12 cannons to get a +2 from the siege. And there we go, in 1517 the Ottomans have finally conceded that to Byzantium. Serbia, however, did not really manage to survive that, because by the time that war finished, the Austrians managed to snipe them. I always knew that the Austrians were the rightful owners of the Kosovo gold mine. The Austrians, however, also have 90,000 men and quite a bit of ambitions inside the Ottoman territory, as well as their personal unions of Hungary and Croatian vassals. I do wonder if eventually the Mamluks are going to be taking a bite of the Ottomans, although given the fact that the Mamluks are currently getting occupied by the Maharans, maybe not. But we shall see. Maybe it's the fact that the Mamluks had their entire army over here in Ardennes, and hence are getting slightly pushed up. Either way, the Mamluks are still doing incredibly well compared to what they normally would be. So, the Age of Discovery is finally coming to a close in 1519. That means the Ottomans will be losing +1 siege on all of their leaders. Not a good time for that, considering they really do need some extra siege to be able to break through the Byzantines at this point. But we'll see how that affects them. So there we go, the truce is expired. The Ottomans yet again move into position. And let me guess, they're about to go in again. Then they go again. Okay, at least they do start this time at a rather respectable -78. They have a 2 siege general, but still not enough cannons for a +2 bonus. So they are starting on -78, which is at least imaginably possible. I'll give them that. However, this time they also have 113k manpower in reserve, and they have practically only half their army actually sieging. Will this finally be the end of Byzantium? Should they have been paying for their fort the whole time? Because again, it's on half garrison, because apparently 1524 is still way too early to be able to afford things like capital forts. And there we go, actual progress now, down to -49 from a supply shortage. Suffice to say that when this fort does fall, that is going to be it. There's going to be nothing left for them. But yet again, another status quo, and the Ottomans, well, they should still be good on manpower. 114k, they're actually gaining remarkably enough during this entire process. But we haven't had any large disease ticks coming in and stuff like that, so we shall see. And again, they are still definitely taking a lot of passive attrition, 2.8% still, just for existing. And that's rather unfortunate. Unfortunately, the Ottomans take a disease outbreak and decide to respond to it by putting literally their entire army, all 100,000 people, onto that siege. 100k sitting there now, because again, they ran out earlier. Not enough cannons for the full progress, but -42% on a 3.5 siege. A lot of Ottoman corpses dying from starvation. That's for certain. A second wall's breached. Well, don't say the Ottomans don't get lucky. 2 walls breached on this siege already, and they're down to -21. There's still 8 siege progress to be won here, and they give up. Byzantium, by some miracle, gets to live yet another day. This time, it's not a 5-year truce, so they probably took money from them yet again. But Byzantium's picked up offensive ideas. Well, they're certainly ambitious, I'll give them that. The Ottomans continue by filling out some more of their quality. Meanwhile, another unlikely benefactor of the Ottomans' failure to invade Byzantium has been Albania, although the Austrians have immediately jumped on that and vassalized them. And in they go again. Yet again, the Byzantine army melts practically immediately. And so, there we go, they're starting to coalesce their troops to have enough on the siege. That's enough, Ottomans. Okay, no, they just want to walk through it, that's understandable. Who doesn't want to see walk through the greatest fort to ever exist? But, yeah, 91,000, mild overkill, but it is what it is. 2 general siege. Still not enough cannons, just 3 more cannons for that extra progress, and they have the naval blockade. Let's see if this time they can finally make it through it in 1535. If not, Byzantium will officially survive another 100 years after game start, and the disease outbreak is definitely not going to be seen. The Ottomans have quite generously and easily hit over 1 million attrition at this point. Another status quo. I guess the Ottomans can't get consistently lucky with their wars breached, like the 2 they had last time, and the war exhaustion is probably taken up against them. And as I say, there it is, another day, another truce till 1546. Really weird saying 1546 when you normally mean 1446 in terms of the Byzantine survivability, but here we are. And yet again, the Byzantine lambs to the slaughter have been brought. These men are just going to immediately keel over and die as soon as the Ottomans actually invade them. The Ottoman troops are on the border. It's going to be invasion time yet again. Let's see how those sacrificial lambs work. Yep, immediately destroyed to the surprise of absolutely no one. Oh dear god, the Ottomans don't have a 2 siege general. Oh no. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be the one, unless they get 3 walls breached back to back or something ridiculous like that. I don't think this is quite going to be enough for them to get through this time. They definitely just need more cannons, so... yeah, I mean, it's certainly tough. I don't know if they ever will be at this point. It's 1547. The Byzantines might actually make it to the 1600s at this rate, which is going to be quite impressive. I mean, I'm going to run out of storage space for this recording at this rate. Okay, walls breached. That is excellent news for the Ottomans. They've got that on a 13 roll, so far so good. That is an extra 1 progress here. They kind of banked. Hopefully they do actually end up banking instead of just conceding and walking off the siege, but we shall see. Definitely have the troops and manpower to maintain this pretty much indefinitely now. Well, as long as it takes, but they're going to need more walls breached. I do wonder if eventually they will try an assault here, although against 19,000 that's going to be rather suicidal. And yet again, it's still -57, so over half of these are going to be status quos. And there we go, we've hit the 1550s as well, by the way, so god, that's definitely some kind of award for Byzantium survivability. Supply shortage, -49. I believe their record so far has been -42. You can tell by the fact of how long it's taken me to watch the sun itself that I'm not sure while it's been recorded, but yeah. They haven't tied their record yet for most progress made on Byzantium. However, they are still seemingly good on manpower, so unless someone intervenes here, they might actually have it here, remarkably. And they don't. As I say that, they give up yet again to get another truce till 59. 7-year truces, so they just turn up to Byzantium, get a rather remarkable, take another 100k casualties, take like 2 war school worth of money. Just keep going back at it. And there we go, yet again, the sacrificial lamb has been slain. And the Ottomans have put their first tax on it, as they try to reassemble their armies yet again. There you go, they build up more troops. They're going for it. I mean, I know they were suffering a lot from running out of troops earlier, but they have put 112,000 on Constantinople now. 113 to be clear. I wonder if that's enough. They have the cannons now. They have brought literally 40,000 cannons into the siege. So they have got through that. So they're actually minus 64. They have a good chance here. A genuine good chance. With the walls breached right off the bat, that is definitely great progress for them. But there we go. The Ottomans have seemed to take the genius decision to yet again leave their navy away from this. So the Byzantines have naval superiority because the Ottomans haven't bothered to actually send a navy to contest this. Okay, yep. Has to be expected, but hey, at least it's 57%, so there is actually a chance for them right now. And they get another status quo. I guess the Mamluks have decided now is finally their time to go in against the Ottomans. Both have built ridiculously up, 171k each. And I guess that's 1561 very hard for you. Although the Mamluks are seemingly taking this opportunity to get invaded by the Neapolitans. Okay, where are the Mamluk armies? You know what? They definitely have a strategy. In other news, though, the Ottomans are continuing to siege down here with the French. Who, of course, the Ottomans are proud core to this conflict. But yeah, there we go. The siege of Byzantium is on minus 35, an actual chance. And it's even before 1,000 days. Can the Ottomans actually make it through Byzantium? Another wall's breach. For the first time, the Ottomans have an actual chance. On a 14, the Ottomans finish the siege here, and 119 years after the start of the save, actually complete the siege of Constantinople. Nope, minus 7. The Ottoman navy has been defeated. Okay, that siege is gone. It would be so sad if they actually just peace out. Okay, food shortage. They have a chance yet again. A 1 in 14 dice roll to get the final siege here. 21% now. Okay, they have the naval superiority for 5 seconds, I guess, until they decide that they have a better things to fight. But can they get there? 21%, they're going to be taking that. Ooh, unfortunate. But they're on 35. They're on 35, and I think they can have their fleet out for when it's about to finish. So they actually have a very non-trivial chance, an actual genuine chance of finishing the siege. It is 1564, so we had 120 years of Byzantium at this point. And this siege is about to take another 2,000 days as well. Even if they do win it just here, but okay, the Byzantines maintain their superiority. Will the Ottomans be able to sneak in right before the siege tick? No, but another supply shortage. Okay, it's 12, so until they get the Bible blockade, they can't make more progress. They physically cannot make more progress. This 28% is the best they've got, which is pretty good in the grand scheme of things, to be honest. 1 in 4 chance, slightly over than that, they have of just straight up winning on every roll. How are they doing in the Mamluks? Definitely some interesting French occupations, I'll tell you that much, probably because it's basically the entire French army here fighting. Good news for the British, I guess they keep that area for longer. But, can they win it? A supply shortage, but again, no more progress. But there it is, the Ottoman navy is now blockading. 42% positive chance of winning. That is the best they've had. Basically this entire game. Well over over 120 years now, 121 years since the start. Can they get there? 42% chance, or will they just give up early? Find out in 32 days. They went on this tick? No, just another desertion. The Ottomans are out of manpower. They do not want to be in this war now. It will be so miserable if they just peace out now. Oh, that's incredible. The Ottomans do like to just leave their navy off, to be fair. And they have finished the war of the Mamluks, so they are here to fully focus on Byzantium. Their one true goal. Can they get there? I don't know where their navy is. Their navy has arrived. Okay. 42%. Only one siege general. But can the Ottomans do it? Well, not if they leave the... Okay, yeah, they did leave their navy again. The classic Ottoman moment. Oh, they're... Constantinople might be saved by the War of the Protestant League that the Ottomans are now fighting in. That is not how I expected that siege to be saved, but there we go. The Ottomans yet again put their navy out. Remarkable. The Ottomans are too busy to fight the War of the Protestant League because they are sieging Constantinople. Never a sentence I thought I'd ever say describing a single-player game, but yet here we are. And another 28% chance. Can they get there? Can they do it? I mean, the Byzantine garrison is about to drop down to half, so they're going to lose a fort level, so they might actually gain progress soon. But would that be enough? 28%. Can the Ottomans finally do it? No, but they've made it. Okay, another supply. Oh, God. They're actually on 13. So the value normally goes between 0 and 12. They've actually got to 13. And they walk off the siege! They walked off the siege! Constantinople lives again. Saved by the War of the Protestant League. Oh, that's remarkable. That's genuinely remarkable. Maybe pay for the fort. You want to get rid of this devastation. Oh.
I think they'll be able to pull this back through, but still, not a good sign, and definitely a waste of the precious Ottoman manpower that should be used to besiege Constantinople. Which, of course, has taken this wonderful opportunity of peacetime to invest in an impressionist office. Into impressionment offices. That local ship cost, that's going to save the war. Oh, and of course, Byzantium got the fort in disrepair for -50 local fort defenses. This is the most Byzantium thing I've seen in a while. The only reason they're alive this whole time is because they're an amazing fort. So they refuse to pay for it and keep putting it in disrepair. Genuinely, the history nerd inside of me is just... It's not even mad. It's like, yeah, that is genuinely how Byzantiums throw away their empire. They are actively shooting themselves in the foot and are entirely getting carried by the fact that they are so competent in terms of the Ottoman fort. They are genuinely going out of their way to ruin their own chances. Not paying for the fort toilet and now going to fort disrepair. Well, the Ottomans are out of the League War. All it cost them was a whole bunch of Bulgarian land and the Venetians to make their way back into Greece. This is quite a bit of a setback for the Ottomans, but at least that means that they are prepared to go back into Byzantium again. But there we go, okay, they've yet again gone in. And yet again, they're on the siege. This time, they don't even have enough people to siege, but these Ottomans, they'll pull out another 30k from somewhere at some point. For now, though, they're just sitting here taking attrition. Not looking too pretty. Thankfully, the lag's cleaned up. The League War is over. And Albania's back, which not quite what I expected they'll take out of the Austrians, but hey-ho, welcome back, Albania. You're the true winner of this whole experiment, because your country doesn't get invaded by the Ottomans every 10 seconds. And the Ottomans, meanwhile, take another disease outbreak.
They have the manpower to maintain this, but something tells me that they probably won't. Again, their peak option was 42% progress. They still haven't got... I was going to say how they hadn't had the 4 cannons, but they really interrupted me by giving up. And deleting all that. God damn it, come on, Ottomans. It's... You're your own worst enemy at this point, genuinely. Well, at least the New World looks about as you would expect. Portugal and Spain own the entire goddamn thing, with Britain taking a touch of the 13 colonies, but in Florida. Ah, classic. And hey, at least the Iroquois are doing something. Don't know how long they'll survive, but they're there. Meanwhile, as before, China's having their classic Civil War moment, number 9,758, and Japan has decided to not fully unify because they made Shiba their tributary. I love the AI decisions. Korea, of course, is the real winner here, having probably debbed all of these provinces to like 53. Not quite 38, but you get the point. But there we go. The war has kicked off yet again. I'm believing the Albanians have gone straight for the offensive, but The Ottomans have realized, oh yeah, we're at war, and actually bothered to send their army in. So, first things first, they're probably going to be dealing with the Albanian front, conceptually. And they've, of course, put down their mandatory 34k stack to go take attrition for them. But I don't think Albania is going to last a long time. The Ottomans have got pretty good at sieging, just not the best fort in the game. Yeah, there we go, 14% win on that one immediately. Where was that? During the 28% on Constantinople. And I do believe that's going to be practically it for the Albanians. Can they 100% them here? 43, yeah, they can 100% them here. There we go, that is Albania fully occupied. Rest in peace, Skanderbeg 2.0. But hey, what the hell is that, Montenegro? Yeah, Montenegro's popped out. Always nice to see another tag you don't see frequently. And there we go, the siege yet again begins. They have no siege general this time. Excellent. At least they brought the cannons. And yet again they begin at minus 71%. So they have a 2 siege general just next to it, but they just haven't assigned... I don't understand. Why? And of course, they start with the disease outbreak. Yet again, they're making progress. Another wall's breached, and Albania is gone, so at least they're out of the picture. But again, I think they might just again give up because they'll be like, "Ooh, plus 26 for winning. We've taken all of attrition. Yeah," and then just concede it. And again, another disease outbreak. If only they could take any of their 1 siege or 2 siege generals. I'm trying to select it, and it wasn't. There we go. The 2 siege general. I just let it help in the siege, but apparently no. You see, that'd be too easy. I think Byzantium might actually make it to 1600s with it straight, although if they do just not walk off the siege or call it off early, this might actually be it for them though too. I think the Ottomans aren't too tired now, they've had a little mini break. That's the second wall's breached of the day, as it were. So progress is being made. If they get a third one, they'll have capped it out on that. No, of course not, they just called it off early. Yet again. I mean, the Byzantine force managed to get repaired this time. But there we go, 1591, I believe with the truce until 98, the Byzantines will be making it into the 17th century. That is honestly rather insane. It's 1591, and Byzantium is going to survive, most probably, until at least 1598. Jesus wept.
Well, with the Austrian annexation of Hungary, the Ottomans have decided to make the Hungarian islet. Which is great for the Ottomans and getting a whole bunch of free cores, for sure. There is, however, the slight issue, the fact that they've made themselves even weaker relatively to that. They are still at 114k, probably around 134 something, with the Austrians sitting around 180k. Even the Mamluks are now fielding 200k armies passively. Now it's quite a big ask of the Ottomans now. And it seems Scotland has also borrowed the unbreakable fort because it's 1598 and Lothian is still not part of Britain. They even have New Scotland as a colony, which is very sneakily making their... The only reason this colony has survived is because Florida and New Scotland are exactly the same colour, so they just can't tell who is whose. I'm telling you that right now. Even the AI struggles with that concept, but dear God. Why? No. I'd rather go look back at Byzantium, to be honest. Speaking of which, it's 1598, the Byzantine truce is about to be over, so you know what that means. I think Montenegro is going to be on the chopping block. We look at their current ally. Do the Ottomans desire Montenegro? That they do. And I think we know where this is going. Although, they are in the Venetian Trade League, not quite what I expected, to be fair. Is that actually going to keep them alive? Probably. The Ottomans have less troops. Oh no! And they're allied with Spain, who has 400k. Oh, that's amazing. Because of course they took this land, so Byzantium joined the Venetian Trade League. Oh. That's honestly amazing. I think Byzantium just straight up survives now. But it is the 1600s. I'm going to make a save here. I'm not going to continue staring at this. I don't think the Ottomans are even going to be declaring these wars anytime soon. I mean, the Spanish are landing in on roads. It's clearly not going too well for anyone involved. But there we go. That is the ultimate fort in practice. It is enough to keep Byzantium alive, to answer the question from earlier. The best possible fort is enough to make Byzantium hold. So there we go. I'm going to go and deal with all of my footage now. But if you enjoyed the video, a like and a sub would be very much appreciated. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.